What if somewhere, out in the darkness of space, something called out, not with light, not with sound, but with a signal? A burst so fast it lasted less than a heartbeat, yet so powerful it carried the energy of a star. When scientists first saw it, they didn't get excited. They got confused, then uneasy. Because this wasn't supposed to exist. The universe has rules. Stars shine, galaxies spin, black holes consume. But this was different. This was a message written in pure energy, arriving from billions of light years away, with no clear source and no clear explanation. For a moment, astrophysicists had to ask, did the universe just break its own laws? Or are there forces out there we haven't even discovered yet? This is secret science. And this is the story of the signal from space that shouldn't exist. It began in the middle of nowhere, a radio telescope in the Australian desert, built far away from human interference, designed to listen to the quiet background hum of the cosmos. Most nights, space is noisy in predictable ways. Pulsars ticking like clocks, quasars roaring from galactic cores, the faint static of the Big Bang itself. But one night, the telescope detected something impossible. A single pulse, a flash of radio energy, so bright it outshone entire galaxies. Yet gone almost instantly. Milliseconds, less than a blink. At first, scientists assumed it was a glitch, a satellite, a burst of earthly interference. So they checked everything. They recalibrated the instruments. They ran the data again, and then it happened again. Another burst, different part of the sky, same impossible intensity. Then another, and another. These weren't errors. They were real. Something out there was producing brief, violent screams of energy across the universe. They became known as fast radio bursts, FRBs, and they are still one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in astronomy. Because here's what makes them terrifying. An FRB releases in milliseconds, the same amount of energy the sun produces in days. That should not be possible. Nothing should be able to concentrate that much power that quickly, without destroying itself. And yet, the bursts kept coming from deep space. From across the observable universe. Some happened once and never repeated. Others returned again and again, like a cosmic heartbeat. And that's when the mystery deepened. Because the universe is big, but it isn't random. Most cosmic events leave fingerprints. Supernovas leave expanding clouds. Neutron stars leave predictable pulses. Black holes leave gravitational scars. But fast radio bursts appeared like sudden flashes with no warning, no aftermath, just a burst and silence. Imagine standing in a dark field and seeing a lighthouse flash once from the edge of reality, then vanish. That's what these signals felt like. For years, scientists argued over what could cause them. Some believed they came from magnetars, dead stars with magnetic fields so strong they warp atoms. Others suggested black holes or colliding neutron stars. Some even proposed cosmic strings, cracks left over from the birth of the universe. And then came the discovery that changed everything. Because one signal didn't just burst once, it repeated over and over. Not randomly, but in a pattern. Every 16 days, it would awaken, send pulses, then go silent, then return, like something turning on and off with intention. Nature doesn't usually do that. Stars don't schedule themselves. Galaxies don't pulse on calendars. And suddenly, the question became unavoidable. What kind of object could behave like this? And when astronomers traced the signal back to its origin, they found it came from a distant galaxy, filled with violent star formation, an environment capable of producing extreme cosmic monsters. But even that didn't explain the strangest detail. The signal was too clean. Space is not empty. Between galaxies lies plasma, dust, magnetic turbulence. A burst traveling billions of light years should blur smear, fade into noise. But this one arrived sharp, focused, almost like it had been aimed. And that leads to a chilling possibility. Fast radio bursts might not just be mysterious explosions, they might be hints that the universe contains forces and objects we haven't discovered yet. And next, we need to talk about the leading suspect. An object so extreme, so violent, that it can twist reality itself. A magnetar. Because what magnetars can do makes fast radio bursts seem almost inevitable. A magnetar is what happens when a star dies, but refuses to go quietly. When a massive star explodes in a supernova, its core collapses. Sometimes it becomes a neutron star, an object so dense that a single teaspoon would weigh 1 billion tons. Picture the sun, crushed down into something the size of a city. But a magnetar is even more extreme, because magnetars are not just dense, they are magnetic monsters, the strongest magnets in the entire universe. Their magnetic fields are so powerful, they don't just pull on metal, they pull on atoms. They warp the space around them. If a magnetar were placed halfway between Earth and the Moon, it would erase every credit card on the planet instantly. It would wipe out electronics. It would strip the iron from your blood, and you wouldn't even need to touch it. That's how violent their invisible force is. A magnetar is a dead star, with the power of a cosmic weapon, and sometimes that power snaps. Because the surface of a magnetar is a solid crust, harder than anything we can imagine. But underneath, its magnetic field twists and tightens, like a rubber band being pulled back for years, until finally it breaks, a starquake. And when it breaks, the magnetar releases a burst of energy so intense, it can briefly outshine an entire galaxy. Scientists believe this is one of the most likely engines behind fast radio bursts. A magnetar cracks the universe, hears it scream. That explains a lot, but not everything. Because some FRBs are too bright, too distant, too clean. Even magnetars shouldn't be able to send signals that powerful across billions of light years without them being distorted, which means either we're underestimating magnetars or something else is happening. And then, in 2020, astronomers made a discovery that shook the entire field. For the first time ever, a fast radio burst was detected from inside our own galaxy. Not from the edge of the universe, not from billions of light years away, but right here, in the Milky Way. The source, a magnetar called SGR 1935 plus 2154. And when it released its burst, radio telescopes on Earth captured it clearly. This was huge. It proved magnetars can produce FRBs. Case closed. Right? Not even close. Because the burst from our galaxy was weaker, far weaker, than the most powerful FRBs from deep space. So scientists were left with a terrifying conclusion. The strongest FRBs might be something even more extreme than a magnetar. So what could possibly be stronger than one of the most violent objects in existence? That question opened the door to theories that sound like science fiction. Some researchers suggested black holes. Young black holes feeding on matter, launching jets of energy outward. Others proposed cosmic strings, thin cracks left over from the birth of the universe. If a cosmic string snapped, it could release a pulse, like a whip, cracking through space-time. And then there was the theory nobody wanted to say out loud, because it makes people uncomfortable. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the hidden side of the universe, consider subscribing. We explore science mysteries every week. And if this sparked your curiosity, leave a comment. What do you think fast radio bursts really are? Now, let's keep going. What if some FRBs aren't natural at all? Now, most astronomers do not believe these are alien messages. The universe is full of strange physics. Nature can create patterns by accident. But some bursts repeat. Some arrive in cycles. Some behave almost like something is switching them on and off. And one particular source became infamous. FRB 121102, the first repeating fast radio burst ever discovered. It didn't just repeat, it erupted. Dozens of bursts in a single hour, like a machine gun firing across the cosmos. And when astronomers traced it back, they found it came from a tiny galaxy, forming stars at an insane rate. An environment unlike anything near Earth. Right beside the burst was something even stranger. A constant radio glow, a persistent source of energy, like something sitting there, burning, waiting, active. A cosmic engine. No one knows what it is, and that's what makes FRBs so haunting. Every time we think we understand them, a new burst appears, breaking the pattern. Different galaxy, different environment, different behavior. It's as if the universe keeps reminding us. You don't know what's out here, because next, the mystery gets even darker. Some FRBs don't just burst, they twist. Their signals arrive polarized, meaning the waves have been warped as they traveled. And that twist reveals something chilling. Some bursts pass through magnetic environments so extreme, they can only exist near a supermassive black hole, which means the signals may be coming from the most dangerous regions in the universe. Places where space-time itself is stretched, and physics begins to break. What if fast radio bursts aren't just explosions, but evidence that reality itself is cracking? What if fast radio bursts aren't just coming from stars? What if they're coming from something even deeper? Because the more scientists studied these signals, the more unsettling the mystery became. Some FRBs weren't just bright. They weren't just distant. They were impossible. To understand why, you have to realize something. Space is not empty. Between galaxies lies a sea of plasma. Charged particles, magnetic turbulence, cosmic fog. A burst traveling billions of light years should arrive smeared and weakened. Like a shout distorted through a storm. But some FRBs arrive, sharp, clean, precise, as if the universe delivered them untouched. And that forces a terrifying question. What kind of event can cut through the cosmos so perfectly? That's when physicists began exploring stranger ideas. Ideas that sound unreal, until you remember. The universe has done stranger things before. One hypothesis involves cosmic strings, not science fiction strings, but theoretical scars left over from the Big Bang in the first moments of existence. The universe expanded faster than light, energy condensed, reality cooled, and imperfections may have formed. Thin, unimaginably dense filaments of pure energy, stretching across space. If two cosmic strings intersected or snapped, they could release a burst of radiation so violent, it would look exactly like an FRB. A signal not from a star, but from a fracture in space-time itself. Another possibility is even darker. Dark matter. The invisible substance that makes up most of the universe. We don't know what it is. We can't touch it. We can't see it. But it shapes galaxies like an unseen skeleton. Some scientists wonder, could dark matter form exotic objects? Dense clumps, dark stars, invisible structures colliding with neutron stars, triggering bursts of unimaginable power. If that's true, fast radio bursts might be the first time we're hearing the invisible universe speak. But then came a discovery that shattered expectations completely, because astronomers detected an FRB from a place it should never come from. Most bursts originate in young galaxies, full of starbirth, chaos magnetars being created. But this one came from an ancient galaxy, a dead galaxy, a cosmic graveyard, where no new stars form, no magnetars should exist, no violent explosions should happen. And yet, the signal was there, a scream from silence. That's like hearing thunder in a world with no sky. It shouldn't happen, which means either our models are wrong, or FRBs have sources we haven't even imagined. And then, the signals grew even stranger. Some FRBs are polarized. Their waves twist as they travel, like light passing through a powerful magnetic field. That twist reveals something chilling. Some bursts pass through environments so extreme they can only exist near supermassive black holes, the most dangerous regions in the universe. Places where gravity stretches time, where matter is shredded, where physics begins to break. So now the mystery expands again. Fast radio bursts may not be one phenomenon. They may be many different causes, different cosmic monsters, different unknown forces. And the truth is, we are detecting only a fraction of them. Scientists estimate thousands happen every single day. Across the observable universe, signals flashing constantly, invisible to human senses, crossing space like distant alarms, which leads to the most unsettling thought of all. Fast radio bursts are not rare. The universe is doing this all the time, and we don't know why. What would it take for a signal to be undeniably artificial? How would we even know? And what happens if one day the universe sends something we can't explain away? For decades, scientists have asked a question that feels almost forbidden. What would an artificial signal from space actually look like? Because here's the truth. The universe is loud. Pulsars pulse. Stars explode. Black holes feed. Space is filled with natural noise. So if something out there wanted to be noticed, how would we even tell the difference? Astronomers search for patterns. Nature is messy, random, chaotic, but intelligence creates structure. A signal that repeats with perfect timing. A signal that carries information. A signal that stands out against the cosmic static. Fast radio bursts sometimes flirt with that fear. Some repeat. Some arrive in cycles. Some feel almost deliberate. But every time the idea surfaces, scientists pull back, because extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And right now, FRBs are still best explained by extreme physics. Magnetars cracking, black holes devouring matter. The universe doing what it does best, being stranger than imagination. But the unsettling part remains. Even the natural explanation is terrifying, because it means the cosmos contains engines of power beyond comprehension. Objects that can release the energy of stars in milliseconds across billions of light years, and we are only just beginning to detect them. Fast radio bursts are like flashes of lightning in a storm we didn't know existed. Signals from the deep universe reminding us how little we understand. And the question isn't really, are these aliens? The real question is more profound. What else is out there that we haven't discovered yet? Because the universe keeps sending these bursts over and over, like taps on the glass of reality. Fast radio bursts may not be the mystery. They may be the doorway. The universe is speaking, and fast radio bursts are its most mysterious words. Every day, invisible pulses travel across billions of light years, slicing through galaxies, bending around massive objects, and arriving on Earth as brief, almost impossible signals. Signals that challenge everything we know about physics, energy, and the limits of the cosmos. We have theories, of course. Magnetars cracking under the pressure of their own magnetic fields. Black holes flinging jets of energy into space. Exotic objects like cosmic strings or even collisions involving dark matter. Each explanation is remarkable and terrifying in its own way. But here's the haunting truth. Even if we fully understood the mechanism, we'd only be scratching the surface. Fast radio bursts are not just astronomical phenomena. They are clues flashes from a universe far more extreme, far more violent, and far stranger than anything our textbooks can describe. They remind us that the universe is alive with forces we barely comprehend. That reality is not as smooth or as safe as we like to think. That even in the silent night sky, chaos is constant, unstoppable, and powerful beyond imagination. And it raises a deeper question. What other mysteries are hiding just out of reach? If FRBs exist, revealing phenomena we can barely detect, what else is out there, lurking in the cosmic dark, waiting to be discovered? Are there bursts we've already missed? Signals that don't repeat, don't follow patterns, and don't fit any model we have. The universe may be full of phenomena, far beyond even our wildest theories. It's humbling, it's exhilarating, and it's a call to curiosity. Every new detection teaches us that space is not passive, it's communicating. It's testing our understanding, and it's showing us that the unknown is not just at the edge of the universe, it's everywhere, all around us. Fast radio bursts are the perfect example of this cosmic paradox. We have the technology to hear them, the curiosity to study them, but not yet the knowledge to fully understand them. And that is precisely what makes them so compelling. They are nature's ultimate puzzle, and we are just beginning to piece it together. Which brings us to the final question, the one worth sitting with. Do you think this mysterious signal is just a natural cosmic event, or could it be something more? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the hidden side of the universe. Drop a like if this sparked your curiosity, and if this mystery intrigued you, you might enjoy what's coming next.